Have you wondered what it's like to be in the top splits of the GT3 field, but be somewhere in the midfield? Well, in case you were wondering, this is exactly what it's like. Alright, so we're using the Corvette to take on Portimao, and this is lap 1 of qualifying. I like to make sure that I get a good first lap in, so that way the second lap, the pressure is a little less. I leave too much room on exit of turn 1, unfortunately, but that's okay. Again, we just want to make sure it's a valid lap on lap 2. Corvette is pretty strong around here. It's actually quite nice. It feels very light and very pointed at the same time. And it's actually quite stable. So you're going to make some mistakes here and there, I think, from it just being a mid-engined car. But overall, I mean, it's just it's a nice vehicle for the task. First lap is complete, and this turned out to be a nice lap, actually, 41.4, so we're within a second of these provisional lap times that are coming in. And now a 10th up on lap 2, but heading into turn 8 here at Samsung. I think we're just a little too cautious, and then get on the throttle maybe too soon, and yeah, just wasn't sure of it. So there goes our advantage. We're just about even with the Delta. Now heading to turn 10 at Portimao, trying to recover, and yeah, just ran it a bit too deep. It was an okay exit out of turn 10, and we're not too far down on our Delta, but now coming through the final corner, yeah, it's not looking good. We're not going to improve, and our lap time continues to fall down the list. Unfortunately, we are going to be outside the top 20. Yet we just kind of match our personal best, but not able to beat it. So here we are in 21st. Let's get these tires warm and see what we can do. See if we can recover. Alright, so now the field bunch back up. We are quite a ways away. Back here, row 11. But okay, we definitely want to finish, top half of the field. Let's get a good start and see what happens. Away we go. We get a good launch. We have the inside line here for turn 1, so let's see what we can do. It is a dirty line, quite dusty. And already we're pretty much clear, so actually move over to the left-hand side. Just take it really easy into turn 1. Everything will kind of compress here. We leave a little bit of room for Mike. We also left some opportunities for us to get alongside the Mustang. And now we're actually alongside Felix. As we navigate turn 3, we're actually really close with the Porsche. That was closer than I thought it would be. Taking it easy up turn 4, and around goes the Lamborghini. So that'll move us up a couple places. We're being pinched by Patrick heading to turn 5. Late on the brakes, but we have the inside line. It's very difficult, almost impossible to hold it around the outside, and Patrick has a moment as well. So there we go. We're up to 17th. We're +4 off the start, but we still have plenty of work to do, and I'm feeling really good right now. I mean, it's clear our qualifying wasn't that terrible, but it wasn't good enough. We're faster than this. I do think if I were told I would be a second off of the pole time, I think I'd be okay with that. It's not really where I want to be. It's a Corvette, a Mustang goes off track and into the wall. But to be a second off the pace and qualify 21st, we have some work to do. Getting into the final sector, trying to keep it close to the Mustang ahead of us, because if I can follow him through, that would be wonderful. And there we go, another position. Damn, never mind. I don't really know what happened here. We're clear on the right. I'm thinking maybe I can turn in and we'll be okay. And we just get whacked instead. I didn't have much time to react. It looks like we just kind of converge on that racing line. I think the Porsche did fully intend to get alongside, and here is his point of view from the chase cam. We're pretty close together here, but he runs wide on exit and doesn't really do enough to rejoin alongside me until the last moment. By then, it's kind of too late. His angle isn't very good, and I wasn't expecting that so much. But yeah, I mean, it was a hard hit. Thankfully, we didn't get any damage. Actually, very luckily, no damage. And you see we were able to just slot right back in on the rejoin, right in front of that Mustang that went off earlier, with the front end damage as well. So, well, race begins now, I guess. It was an exciting lap 1, but it looks like we're actually starting from 26th. Back up onto the horse we go. Yeah, no damage to the car, so we got lucky. I think netcode made it look worse than it actually was. And we have a Corvette and a BMW battling. We're going to go ahead and get alongside the BMW as he had a compromised exit, heading to the hairpin. And not being too greedy here. Just trying to manage this overtake. We want to get this guy here, and I think we're going to clear him with the left-hand bend. There we go. Now, once more, another battle between the Corvette ahead and another BMW, and he makes the pass. So we got to keep making these passes as well. We've got to keep up with this Corvette who's kind of guiding us through the BMW field. It's very competitive back here, even for 25th place. We get alongside Patrick, but it's not going to work. We got to close the gap, because if we don't, I mean, we've got another Beamer right up our rear bumper. So just making sure that, you know, we make good decisions. We don't get too impatient. But again, we got to get by these guys. Now, one thing about this Corvette is it is pretty light, and it feels very stable and everything like that. So I'm sure I've already, you know, but it really does show itself here in turn 4. So Patrick loses a little bit too much time through turn 4, and I even lifted a little, so it wasn't even like a perfect run for me, but we get alongside. Thankfully, he doesn't go too defensive, and we're able to scoop up another position. So P24, and we got to catch up to this little gaggle of cars up ahead, especially before it releases and they all scamper away. Here we are closing up onto this pack, and the Corvette and the Ferrari ahead. They make contact and they get stuck together. Off they go, so 2 more positions, and then Alberto runs wide in turn 4, and we'll scoop up that place as well. So now we're up to 21st, back to where we started. Just kind of confirming that position with good braking into the hairpin. And now we can skip ahead to lap 6. We're pressuring now the Acura, show our intentions going into turn 1. He goes a little defensive and he loses some time due to that compromised line, and we're going to have a go here into turn 3, late on the brakes. Still able to get to the apex. And now we have the preferred line, assuming, yep, we're able to clear him into turn 4. And yeah, now we're in the 20th position. Here's another look at that move. Just able to stay very close to him and then lunge up the inside. Pretty clean move. No contact. He leaves plenty of room, actually. A little bit too much. And that leaves him vulnerable to the Lamborghini behind. But I mean, just being aggressive. We got to make these passes. Now we close up on the Porsche, who I believe is the one that made contact with us earlier. And he is being hounded by this Lamborghini. Up the inside goes the Lamborghini, and he's going to take that position away. This time, no punt, so life continues on. But the Lamborghini makes a mistake, and going around the outside will be the Porsche. He goes off track. Not sure I would have went that way, but okay. And now they're losing. Oh man, they were losing the rear end, and they come together. And I didn't really make the situation much better, but I don't know how much I contributed to it. And to get a 0x is actually quite lucky. Now Alberto will back out of it, thankfully. That straight feels so long when you are off the pace. But thankfully Alberto doesn't give us too much trouble. Now let's see if we can just settle down. I do think I'm faster than Alberto, so let's just look ahead, see what we can do. At this point in time, we still have 30 minutes to go, basically. Just another look at these two as they battle it out in the final corner. It looks like the Lamborghini will tag the Porsche in the right rear. And around goes the Porsche. The Lamborghini will continue on. But just another couple positions for me. Of course, we do lose the time from that, but I think we would have lost way more if that battle had continued on. So we'll take it. It's good enough for me. Alright, so now starting lap 10, the Acura of Patrick and the Lamborghini of Leon are now battling into turn 1, side by side, and Lamborghini will hold off Patrick, but into turn 3, Patrick has a look or something or other, something like that, and we'll tag the Lamborghini in the right rear, and there's another position for us, which is awesome. We always like it when we can get on by without having to lose any time or what have you. Now we skip ahead. We're pretty much in the pit stop phase, and Patrick is pressuring Jack in the Mustang, and I'm thinking I'm gonna either pit this lap or the next one. It's gotta be do the opposite of the cars ahead, pretty much. And I think Patrick is quicker than Jack, so maybe we do the opposite of what Jack does. As they go side by side into turn 10, maybe Patrick will take out Jack as well. Who knows? But not yet. So we just keep our head forward, and now they're side by side again as they start the third sector, and Jack leaves enough room to not get punted. Still battling here, and I think Jack is going to realize that he's losing a lot of time here, and honestly Patrick really isn't his fight. So he's going to go ahead, and I think he's calling out right now. He's going to go ahead and come in and pit. So we're going to stay out. Again, we want to do the opposite of the slower of the two and see if we can get a position here from the pit stop phase. Next time around, we have 1.0 laps in this moment. So we're a little bit short, but not too far off. We still should pit this lap, though. There's no reason to risk it. However, we are going to brake as late as possible and just get it slowed down in time and use, of course, the correct amount of throttle here. It's very important. Make sure that you don't use too much, so that way you don't need to fill up too much. And that saves us some time when we're being stationary. And now coming out of pit road, we're going to be ahead. Actually, quite ahead. More than a second ahead of Jack. Now the race is on. We've got 12 minutes to go, basically. Let's make it happen. 8 seconds is the gap up ahead to Gabriel. And who knows, maybe we even have a shot here at Patrick. Again, coming out of the pits. Was expecting to maybe have a fight here still, but no, not really. It's quite a large gap, a second down the road from Jack. And like I said, we maybe have a chance here to get Patrick, but got to be pretty much perfect the rest of the way. There's not much time left. And in my experiences, I have struggled with the Corvette after pit stops. I mean, just the overall handling of the car seems to be worse. A lot more understeer. And at the same time, not as responsive. I don't know if that's a me thing or if it's a Corvette thing, but here we are. We've got to figure out how to navigate it. Here's a good example as we go off track and into the gravel. Look at the brake trace. It's just indecisive is what it really is. And that's got me all over the place. I'm not really worried about Jack. I'm worried about me handling this race car. I'm struggling with it. I'm not sure why. Patrick ahead, he had a pretty good pit stop. He's 2.8 down the road. He even gained time, it looks like. So, with that in mind, you know, we just got to make sure that we keep it on the road, and if Jack really is faster than us, that we make it difficult. But he shouldn't be. He really shouldn't be. And then we do have, you know, some company close by, so if we have a moment, we spin off, you know, we're going to lose quite a few places. Once again, into turn 10, running it a little wide and just accepting our fates. Now they're off track, but this time don't lose too much time. The track's also getting much warmer here, so it's managing that as well. Managing the expectations, managing the car temperature, the tire temperature. And now Christian, who is disconnected unfortunately, is rejoining the race. He does so right in front of Patrick. That's going to hold him up a little, so now we're down to 1.5 seconds here. A moment, and maybe we have a chance. It's 2 laps to go, so not a lot of time to work with, but now Christian isn't really getting out of the way for us. So he's actually going to run deep into the braking zone, and that's how he's going to let us go, but that still cost us some time. Now, again, the track being very warm, we're just making sure that we keep the car pointing in the right direction. We're not trying to go super fast, but dang, yeah, we lost quite a bit of time, and he's going to hold up Jack as well. I don't know why he did that, but anyways, I guess it's all fair game in the end. If you hold up everybody equally. And now here we are coming through turn 10 for the final time. We've got ourselves a second gap to Jack, just keeping him at or just outside of DRS range. And 2 seconds down from Patrick, so we did close down that gap, but it's not going to be enough. Notice the gap to Gabriel, though. It's only 5 seconds. So, I mean, we were pretty strong, it seems, throughout this race on the recovery from P26 back up to 15th. I can take that. I can be proud of that. Obviously, we want to qualify better. You know, we want to make sure we're in a better position to succeed instead of starting 21st out of 30 cars. But anytime you can finish in the top half of the field, it's not that bad. And after all that, we gained 1 rating point to add to our iRating total. So that was pretty neat as well. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys checking it out, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you on track.